Hi, welcome to the first video in our series, The Enneagram and the Major Arcana. Today we're looking at the first gift of the Enneagram, which I call righteousness. Now I'm going to start by describing the distortion of the gift because that's the problem we want to solve. The distortion of the gift of righteousness is perfectionism or being very judgmental. People who are distorted in righteousness are very concerned with doing the right thing. And they want to be really good people and they want to, make sure other people do the right thing. So they carry a pretty heavy burden because not only do they want to be perfect themselves, they need to talk you into being perfect as well. So these are people that are likely to be crusaders or prophets. They're the ones who are going to be, protesting unjust practices and holding their signs in front of the White House because they feel like they have to make the world match what they understand as righteousness. So this is, as I said, a heavy burden. These people can be very serious and pretty unhappy a good portion of the time. They can be really angry also because no matter how hard they work, it's as though other people just don't care as much as they care about doing things correctly. And they feel like they have to push and they have to do it for you. And they can be control freaks. And so there's a lot of unhappiness that comes with the distortion of the gift of righteousness. So how do we get to the original gift? Well, first of all, although I like the word righteousness to describe this gift, I want to use a different word, a different phrase, because I think it better captures what we understand as the original gift, and that is right being. So when we talk about righteousness, we're often thinking about right living, which is how do we do right things in the world. But right being is about realizing that you already are right. You already are good, which answers the original distortion. The original distortion is the fear that we are not good, that we have to work at being good. But right being is the recognition that you are born good. And if you will stop working so hard at doing good, you can connect back to your original goodness, which has its own power. And the power is actually to manifest new things. So the first card in the major arcana that corresponds to the Enneagram gift of righteousness is the Magician. So the Magician card is the number one card in the major arcana. It is the card of manifestation. Okay, so this magician is not working hard. He's simply standing in his authority as he makes things happen. This is the epitome of right being. Okay, he stands at a table that bears all the elements he needs to manifest. He's got a cup, which stands for emotional wisdom. He has a sword, which connects to intellectual acumen. He has a wand, which connects to passion and confidence. And he has a pentacle, which connects to the earthly realm, wealth and abundance. So basically anything he needs, it's right there for him. He stands and he points one finger to the sky and one finger to the ground. I think of this as the lightning rod stance. This is him channeling energy from the spiritual energy realm into the physical realm. He is combining the two so that new things can be created. So his power, his authority is not in his effort to make things happen, but rather in himself. He can make this happen because he is the connection between the heavens and the earth. So what I want to remind me and us about as well is that the spiritual energy realm has within it no fear, no anxiety, so it doesn't carry any darkness. What it offers is healing, expansion, abundance, new stuff, right? So when we stand in as the magician, we cannot channel negative stuff from the spiritual energy realm into the world. That's really not even available. We are channeling something pure, some powerful manifesting energy. So we don't have to be afraid of the magician, and we don't have to be afraid of ourselves. The fear comes from the idea that we're not good enough. We're going to screw this up. But the magician has no fear of that. There is no way to screw this up. When you connect to your highest energy and bring it to earth, only positive things happen. So that is our first gift, the gift of righteousness. This is also the conception card. This is where life begins. So the magician shows up when something is beginning. And it's beginning because we've decided we're going to be the conduit for that energy to flow into earth. So the question we're left with as we look at the magician, and the first step in the human journey is, what is it we want to manifest? What new thing do we want to create that we are capable of creating because we have this power within us? And can we take our attention away from what's happening outside of ourselves and stop looking at that as powerful, and instead direct our attention to ourselves and realize that we are the source of power and goodness in the world? If we want to do good in the world, we have to recognize that we are good in the world and take responsibility for that action. So that is our first step on this journey. I hope you'll join me for the second one. See you next week. Bye.